Ever found yourself staring at your EQbank card, needing cash in hand, and wondering, wait, how do I actually get money out of this thing? You're not alone. EQbank operates a little differently than traditional banks, and that can sometimes cause confusion, especially when it comes to accessing your funds as physical cash. See, EQbank is primarily an online bank. They don't have physical branches like the big banks with tellers and ATMs on every corner. This is a key part of how they keep their operating costs low, which in turn allows them to offer those attractive high interest rates we all love. But it also means you can't just walk into a branch and withdraw cash. So, how do you get your money out? That's exactly what we're going to break down in this video. Now, before we dive into the specifics, it's important to understand the two main ways you can access your EQbank funds, through transfers and through ATM withdrawals using your EQbank card. This video is going to focus specifically on the latter, using your card at an ATM. We'll touch briefly on transfers later, but the core of this discussion is how to get cash in hand using your EQbank card. First things first, let's talk about the card itself. When you open an account with EQbank and request a card, you'll receive a prepaid MasterCard. This is the key to accessing your funds at ATMs. It's important to understand that this is a prepaid card, meaning it's linked directly to your EQbank account balance. You're not borrowing money like with a credit card, you're accessing the money you already have in your account. Now, where can you actually use this card? The good news is, because it's a MasterCard, you can use it at virtually any ATM that accepts MasterCard. That's a huge network, spanning across Canada and internationally. You'll typically see the MasterCard logo displayed prominently on the ATM. This makes it incredibly convenient to access your cash wherever you are. Okay, so you've got your card, you've found a MasterCard-compatible ATM. What's the process? It's pretty straightforward, just like using any other debit or prepaid card. First, insert your EQbank card into the ATM. Make sure you insert it the correct way, following the instructions on the ATM. Next, you'll be prompted to enter your PIN. This is your personal identification number, a 4-digit code that you set up when you activated your card. It's crucial to keep your PIN secure and never share it with anyone. If you've forgotten your PIN, you'll need to contact EQbank to reset it. Do not attempt to guess your PIN multiple times at an ATM, as this can lead to your card being blocked for security reasons. Once you've entered your PIN, you'll be presented with a menu of options. You'll want to select the withdrawal option. The exact wording might vary slightly depending on the ATM, but it will generally be clear. After selecting withdrawal, you'll need to choose the account you want to withdraw from. With your EQbank card, this will be your primary EQbank account. Then comes the most important step, entering the amount you want to withdraw. Be mindful of a few things here. First, consider any ATM fees that might apply. We'll discuss these in more detail shortly. Second, be aware of your daily withdrawal limit. EQbank, like most financial institutions, sets limits on how much cash you can withdraw from ATMs within a 24-hour period. This is a security measure to protect you against fraud. You can usually find information about your withdrawal limit in your EQbank account details or by contacting their customer service. Once you've entered the amount, double-check it to make sure it's correct. Then, confirm the transaction. The ATM will process your request, dispense your cash, and then return your card. Don't forget to take both your cash and your card. It's surprisingly easy to walk away without one or the other, especially if you're distracted. Now, let's talk about those ATM fees. This is an important consideration when using your EQbank card for cash withdrawals. EQbank itself doesn't charge any fees for ATM withdrawals. However, the ATM operator might. These fees, often called surcharges, are charged by the owner of the ATM, not by EQbank. They can vary depending on the ATM location and operator. You'll typically see a notification on the ATM screen before you complete the transaction, informing you of any applicable fees. So, how can you avoid these fees? One strategy is to use ATMs within the exchange network. EQbank is part of this network, which includes thousands of ATMs across Canada. Using an exchange network ATM will generally avoid surcharges. You can find a list of exchange network ATMs on EQbank's website or app. Another option is to consider using cashback at retailers. Many stores offer cashback when you make a purchase with your debit or prepaid card. This allows you to get cash without having to use an ATM and potentially incur fees. While not always the most convenient option, it's a good alternative to keep in mind. Now, I mentioned briefly earlier that there are other ways to access your EQbank funds, primarily through transfers. You can easily transfer money from your EQbank account to another bank account, which you can then use to withdraw cash at that bank's ATMs or branches. This can be a useful option if you need to withdraw a large sum of money or if you prefer to use a specific bank's ATM network. However, this video has focused specifically on using your EQbank card for ATM withdrawals. To recap, withdrawing money from your EQbank account using your card is a simple process. You use your prepaid MasterCard at any MasterCard-compatible ATM, enter your PIN, select withdrawal, enter the amount, and confirm the transaction. Be mindful of potential ATM fees and your daily withdrawal limit. Using exchange network ATMs or cashback at retailers can help you avoid these fees. With that said, thanks for watching and until next time.